In the fast-paced world of manufacturing, profitability isn't just a goal, it's a necessity. In a landscape where competition is fierce and margins are often razor-thin, manufacturers must ask themselves some tough questions about their operations and strategies. Today, let's dive into the critical inquiries that can help organizations uncover hidden opportunities and bolster their bottom line. First off, let's talk about those elusive product profit gaps. Have you ever noticed that some products just don't seem to deliver the expected profits? These unexplained gaps can often be traced back to misunderstandings about an organization's strengths and core competencies, or even worse, weak operational execution. Imagine a company that prides itself on its innovative design capabilities, but fails to execute its production processes effectively. The result? Products that should be flying off the shelves end up languishing in inventory. To tackle this, organizations need a crystal-clear understanding of what they do best and how to leverage those strengths in their operations. It's not enough to just know your capabilities. You have to execute flawlessly to avoid those profit gaps. Now, let's shift gears and consider another potential culprit: unrealistic expectations and targets. Have you ever felt the pressure to meet goals that just seemed out of reach? Executives might set lofty targets, but when those targets are unattainable, it can lead to a toxic environment where employees feel compelled to cut corners or engage in unethical practices to make the numbers look good. This is a slippery slope that can have severe consequences, from tarnished reputations to legal ramifications. The solution? Adjust expectations to more realistic levels. It may require tough conversations, but fostering a culture of transparency and accountability will yield far better results than chasing after unattainable goals. Next up, let's discuss the nitty-gritty of cost allocations. Are you confident that the way your organization allocates costs between resources, departments, and production lines is accurate? If not, it's time for a thorough review. Inaccurate cost allocations can lead to overcharging or undercharging for products and services, which can wreak havoc on profitability. By validating these allocations, organizations can make informed pricing decisions that reflect the true cost of doing business. It's about ensuring that every dollar spent is accounted for and understood, ultimately leading to smarter financial strategies. Speaking of costs, let's examine the relationship between cost allocation and resource consumption. Are you aware of how your decisions about cost allocation impact the resources you consume? There's a cause and effect relationship at play here. When you allocate more resources to one area, you're likely to see increased consumption in that area. Understanding this relationship is crucial for effective cost management. Organizations need to adopt cost allocation methods that allow them to track these relationships accurately, whether through the direct method or the step-down method. The more clarity you have on this relationship, the better equipped you'll be to make strategic decisions. Now, let's face it, variances between expected and actual production costs can be downright perplexing. Have you ever looked at your production reports and thought, "What on earth happened here?" Often different interpretations of what constitutes normal can lead to confusion. The data can be overwhelming, and even when you identify a discrepancy, fixing it can feel like trying to solve a puzzle with missing pieces. But identifying these variances is essential for improving operations and ensuring that your organization meets its goals. As we dig deeper, let's consider profit margin calculations. Are your calculations by line and product inconsistent? If you're finding that your profit margins are all over the place, it's time to investigate. Incorrect data, different calculation methods, and complex product mixes can all contribute to this inconsistency. Standardizing your margin calculation method can bring clarity and help you make more informed pricing decisions. Remember, accurate data is the backbone of any successful business strategy. Now, let's talk about production levels. Does profitability decrease the more you produce? It might sound counterintuitive, but it can happen. As production increases, costs can rise due to misunderstood cost drivers. If you're not careful, you might end up producing more than you need, driving up costs, and ultimately hurting your profitability. Regularly reviewing your cost drivers is essential to ensure that your production levels align with your financial goals. And what about those small volume products? Are you producing them just to fill capacity? It's a common scenario in manufacturing that can create a false sense of profitability. While these small volume products may seem to show profits, they can actually mask declining profitability in your larger volume products. It's crucial to assess the impact of these small products on your overall financial health and make strategic decisions accordingly. Now, let's not overlook the support costs associated with testing, scheduling, supply chain, and cleaning. Is there a feeling that these costs aren't adequately traced back to products and services? This lack of clarity can lead to frustration among team members and suboptimal decision-making. By quantifying and tracing these costs, organizations can gain a clearer picture of their product costs and make informed choices about resource allocation. Next, we need to consider the alignment between an organization's strategy and its production capabilities. Does your strategy have little bearing on what you can actually produce? If so, you might be setting yourself up for disappointment. It's vital to ensure that your strategy is realistic and leverages your organization's strengths. A well-aligned strategy can help you maximize your production capabilities and drive profitability. Finally, let's address the elephant in the room: labor costs, turnover, and inefficiency. These factors can severely undermine an organization's goals of building a skilled, engaged, and passionate workforce. High labor costs can limit investment in employee development, while high turnover rates indicate dissatisfaction among employees. Inefficiencies can lead to frustration and disengagement. By understanding the root causes of these issues, organizations can implement strategies to create a more engaged workforce and ultimately drive profitability. In conclusion, the questions we've explored today are not just theoretical musings. They are critical inquiries that every manufacturer should consider. By asking the right questions about profitability, organizations can uncover hidden opportunities, align their strategies with their capabilities, and ultimately achieve financial success. So, let's get to work and start asking those tough questions. Your bottom line will thank you.